Multiple system failures detected. Unable to reroute critical functions. Multiple system failures detected. Unable to reroute critical functions. Clearance confirmed.
I'm being held prisoner by Dr. Mercer. That lying fucker lured me off the mining deck to build something. To make his markers start converging? I don't know. If you find it, don't touch that marker. And if you see Mercer, run. I love you. After David, I never imagined Fuck, he's coming back.
Time to go, Mr. Temple. You can just leave your force gun here. If you want me to build your shit, I'll need it. But you won't need these modifications, will you? They look like they could hurt someone. I'll hold on to them. There. Now the marker. You can go ahead of me, Mr. Temple. Safety first.
Exceeded. Cable stress is beyond safe operating limits. Crane malfunction imminent. Come on! Shipment 782. Beginning retrieval. Caution. Access bridge is obstructed. Access bridge is obstructing transfer. Obstruction on cargo rail. Warning. Obstruction on cargo rail. Access bridge is obstructing transfer.
I'm reading a cargo transfer to the hangar bay.
The marker. Good work, Mr. Clark. On our way.
Kine, your flight path goes by airlock 19. I can get there from the computer core.
The pickup? Yes, we'll be there.
Can you make it to the airlock alone?
No movement on the cameras. I'm just gonna run for it. Wish me luck.
Emergency. All personnel proceed to your designated safe zone immediately. Emergency. Internal hull breaches detected. Emergency. Internal hull breaches detected.
Fuck, it's my brother. On the monitor, he's right by the airlock.
Don't let this place get to you. Kendra, we're out of time.
He's not there. I can make it if I run.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I just decided to go ahead and just do a little bit of a late stream tonight. Probably not going to be on too long, but yeah, I figured I would go ahead and do it. Let's see here, check something out. All right, 1 second. Okay, all right, that's working. Fine, perfect. Okay. All right. You know, sometimes I just want to have one of those wild and wacky moments with myself. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, I can hop on for a while. That'll be fine. I think I'm about near the end of this. Somebody let Joe Biden out of his bedroom butt naked late at night there. Did this just lead right back to the... think it did. Yeah, I guess it did. Do a little savey save. Well, that's a horrible state of affairs.
Anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Gotta love those lights. Alright, let's see here. I think I'm in the same party still? No, maybe I'm not. Hang on a second. I thought it was still going to have me in there. Notificaciones. And there we go. That worked. Okay. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Ah, lovely. Good to know.
What's Rizzle, my schnizzle?
Oh, not much, not much. I think, tomorrow... Good grief, holy crap. Well, it'd be great if I had some ammo. Oh, that was convenient if there ever was one. Considering it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, I think, I'm gonna try to make a day of streaming some various things. Kind of had a little bit of an idea of a few things I want to do, because I think I might almost be done with the main, well, there's like one side quest I haven't done in this, dude, from what I can tell, and I can't figure out how the heck to do it. It's telling me to like find some type of flight plan or something on like the flight deck, and I have looked everywhere around there, and I'm wondering if that side quest is glitched or something, because I don't see it anywhere. Like all the other ones I've done.
Given some of the other glitches you've told me about, I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it, though. Like, anything that I've ran into, it's only been like a couple things, like that one thing I told you about that text log being bugged. And then there's a couple times the way the doors slowly open up. But besides that, I mean, it's whatever. Matter of fact, there was another update for God of War today. I know that they apparently have patched in New Game Plus, which is cool. So, I'll have to check that out at some point. I mean, heck, I still need to go back and play through all the other side stuff that I've wanted to do in that game that I haven't taken the time to do. I may end up streaming that tomorrow, probably.
Now, I'm still ticked that I had to refund Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh yeah, I forgot to read that. I remember you had said something about it, but I can't remember what it was about.
Okay, so I bought it on Steam because it was on sale.
Yeah.
But in order for it to run, you have to install EA's proprietary app.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you know, their launcher, as it were. Well, I already had EA Origin, but which is like their version of Steam.
Yeah.
But apparently they abandoned it and made a new one. And they just call it the EA app. Very creative.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so when I launch the game, it says, hey, you got to download this app. Okay, so I tell it to go ahead and do it. And I guess because I was already, logged into Origin, it went ahead and logged me in with my proper username and password and all that. So I didn't have to put in any of that. And the account was there, you know, the proper account. And so I'm like, okay, everything's cool. I see the game in my library. But when I click on the game on the EA app, it says this must be launched from a third party, meaning I got to go back to Steam and launch the game again. Okay, so I go back to Steam, launch the game, and then a message comes up on the EA app saying another user purchased this account, so please relog in or restart the app and try again.
Well.
So it's not recognizing that I bought the game. And
That is a load of crap.
Yeah. So I tried verifying, I tried uninstalling and re-downloading the game, and it just would not let me play it.
Golly.
I said, you know what? I'll just, buy a month of Xbox and play it on there.
Yeah. Lesser hassle.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with it.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't either.
You know, I am sick of EA and Ubisoft and all these other people, and especially Bethesda, that are all the, well, Rockstar's doing it too now. They all have their own proprietary launchers that you must install and that you must launch when you buy a game on Steam. And as if that wasn't annoying enough, but then that particular app keeps you from playing the game even though you bought it on a different platform.
I know. That's oh my gosh, that would just royally piss me off. It doesn't even make you want to even have anything to do with those companies or anything, any services or anything they have, because they're not user friendly with it. They've always got to act like a bunch of dicks about it, especially whenever you try to get in contact with customer service in regards to it.
Oh, EA customer service, you can forget it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like...
But yeah, there was no excuse for that. You know, I mean, because if I bought the game and I installed their app, the game shows up in their app as being my game, but then says, "Oh, wrong account, bro." You know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't going to do it.
Nope. I wouldn't either. And even trying to put out some type of a complaint against it would end up causing people or EA to not even care about it and probably wouldn't even say anything about it. They just let it get underneath all the weeds of all the other complaints that people make about their crappy service.
Well, you know, I went back reading through the reviews, and a recent one came up on the Steam reviews for Mass Effect Legendary Edition saying that the EA app killed the game.
Well, I don't doubt it.
And to be honest, that's one of the reasons I didn't buy Rage 2, because people said that the Bethesda launcher was so buggy that at the time they couldn't even get the game to launch, even though they bought it on Steam.
I swear.
You know, the same thing is happening with game launchers is what's happening with streaming services. You know, when now everybody, you got to subscribe to everybody's little streaming service for $6-7 a month or whatever. And then it adds up.
Yep. Yeah, it does. All these streaming services, just in general, whether you're watching something or playing something, it's almost like, man, you're paying the same amount as you would for just getting cable. But then again, with streaming, you know, you get originals and you can control it the way you want to. But just with the amount of money that you put into certain streaming services now, it's like it almost equals up to the amount of how much you were putting into cable. And some people say that would be worth it, and some people say it wouldn't be. But
well, at least with the streaming services, you know, you can cancel that anytime if you decide that, okay, their content's garbage.
Yeah.
Whereas with cable, you gotta sign on for a year, you know, or whatever it is, and you get penalized if you cancel.
Yeah.
Now, after the first year, you can cancel anytime, but, you know, it's kind of like how cell phone services are, where it's like you gotta sign on to a contract for a couple of years. Unless you go, like, prepaid.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for I don't know how many years that I was dealing with prepaid, because as soon as I ended up getting out of my contract situation with Verizon years back, I never looked back, and it's been a heck of a lot cheaper.
Well, I'm still with AT&T, but I don't sign a new contract, so I can cancel anytime. The only reason I was under contract is because, you know, I'd always upgrade my phone. And if you upgrade your phone, then you gotta sign another contract.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy it outright.
Exactly.
But now I just buy my phones outright.
Yeah, I'd rather just go ahead and just buy a phone and be done with it instead of having to worry about paying an overpriced contract month after month.
Well, you know, this phone I got now, I got it a couple years ago. It's a Samsung Galaxy A52.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, with a couple of exceptions, this phone's got everything that I would have used on the S series. You know, like, I'm not really missing anything. Well, you know, because on their Galaxy S series, you know, there's $1,000 phones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for everything that I use a cell phone for, this pretty much has everything I want. So, and I paid like
I couldn't trust someone to walk
$400 for it.
Would my department send me here too? Even if the
And
value
it's
of
got,
the
you know,
economy
120 hertz refresh. It's got all the little bells and whistles I like, the little conveniences. It's got Wi-Fi calling.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so I'm perfectly happy. Yeah, I don't, you know.
The marker, this
Now, you know, maybe 5 or so years ago,
human hands.
that might not have been the case, you know, where mid-range phones were pretty basic. But the mid-range phones now that you can get for like $300-400 have a lot of features on them that, for most people, will be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
no.
don't need that $1,000 crap. Truth be told, a lot of the reason people buy those really expensive phones is because of the camera. And yeah, they're nice, but I mean, like, as far as like what you would need a cell phone for, you know, the mid $300 to $400 range phones are just fine, and then you can actually go buy you a really good camera and still come out cheaper.
They sealed off the whole system, buried the records nice and clean.
Yeah, it's amazing how much... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you'll just have the inconvenience of having 2 different devices to use. You know?
Yeah, no.
It was disappeared once. We can do it again. I've seen how the marker fucks with your head. It must be contained. For what it's worth, we made a great team. You'll find out the way after Ishimura. I mean, you're one hell of an engineer.
Your experiment's gonna kill someone! Daniels!
Well, that definitely went a little bit more into detail compared to the way that was in the first one.
It was all for nothing.
Oh, I'm on the bridge.
Isaac, come in. It's Nicole.
Where are you?
I think she's dead, Isaac.
Please, you have to come up here now. There's still a way out for us, but we don't have much time.
I agree. Back and forth and back and forth. Oh, well, never mind.
I wonder how well Prey would run on your PS5.
I don't know. I actually thought about trying to fire that up again to see how it would go. I imagine it would be just fine.
Well, I'm not just talking in terms of frame rate. I mean, like, I wonder if it would look enhanced in any way. Because, you know, I don't know how much the, our team would have spent saying, hey, we're going to throw in some high-res textures for the PS5.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if they ended up kind of updating it a bit or what.
Oh, let's see. Who's this? Well, the PS5 finally came down to somewhat normal prices now.
Yeah, I had heard about that it was kind of dropping down a bit. I think also because Sony's probably putting out more hardware too, if I'm not mistaken. But I've heard rumors about there being a PS5 Slim that's coming out. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me either.
Warning. Multiple system failures detected. Unable to
Consider how chunky the disc is. But yeah, I'm looking on Amazon. The God of War Ragnarok bundle's $509.
That's really good. Because you're basically just getting the game for $9, but then again you got to look into the taxes too, of course. You know that you got to pay for stuff like that. But I mean,
that's about $30 in taxes.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of like the way that was for me when I got the PS5. They had some of the taxes going on. Dude, I don't know what the heck is up with me. I don't know what's wrong with me, especially what happened like last night when I had mentioned I just started like coughing out of the blue for some reason. Like when I was in bed, I was just like, what the heck, man? I was like, that just happened out of nowhere.
Well, you, Savoy, and my son Isaiah all got this way. Oh, that sucks. Apparently, even on the PS5, the game is still locked to 30 FPS.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, you didn't say nothing. So.
Sorry, my mind got sidetracked a bit.
Yeah, I heard the typo.
Oh, look, she's not dead. Or maybe she is dead. She probably is dead. I don't know if they had her dead in this or not. I do know they changed up the ending.
The ship's coming apart. I saw the boat bend through. Your investigation. Mercer. What happened with us?
We don't have to talk about it.
I need you to know I'm sorry about everything.
It's okay, Isaac. You know I forgive you. I love you.
Well, good, but
Still. You can recall the shuttle and remote pilot it from here. Bring back the marker and you can return it to Aegis 7. You can make us whole again.
I just want to make things right.
Are you dead? Are you dead? Are you dead? I stomped her, so she's not an illusion. I mean, I think I still may have prey. I know we were talking about it, but I'm still kind of, I don't know. I think I would have to start it all back over again, anyways. To be honest, I think I still got my save from the PS4 version. I can't remember where I left off at. I just know where I left off at. I felt like I got kind of stuck with what I was doing. I think I like ran out of ammo or something had happened for me doing something. I think I just got twisted around too, especially when you're going outside of the ship.
But who can?
You know, when you're going outside the ship and then you're going back in and then you're trying to figure out exactly where it is where you need to go to, and it's just...
I never had that trouble, so that's...
I don't know, maybe you're just better at understanding those kind of games more than I am, especially given the fact of the way that the mechanics are. Because, you know, I'm just more used to the fact of doing more of a shooty-shoot kind of thing than trying to actually traverse the environments and utilize more stealth and using some of the guns that I have to prioritize getting through the environment instead of just mowing down everybody in the room.
I'll be honest, through most of the game, I used either the wrench or the shotgun.
Yeah.
Those are like my two main weapons.
That's understandable.
And you get those pretty early in the game.
Can't wait much longer. Go to the shuttle. I'll be there soon.
Just to upgrade them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, one thing to keep in mind, because I didn't do this on my first playthrough, is every time you go into a part of the station where there's a hatch, make sure you unlock it. That way, when you're outside, you'll be able to get inside of that area.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do that my first go around, and when I was outside, I was desperately trying to find a way in, and all the hatches were locked.
Oh my gosh. Good grief, man.
So, you know, I would have to go back in where I came out at, and figure out a way to get to those areas some other way. But every time I went in those areas, I would immediately unlock the hatch. But then, of course, on my second playthrough, that was the first thing I did every area I went to. That way, anytime I was outside, I was like, oh, I can go in here and then get to the area I need to get to, and then I can do that. But that's one of my favorite games. I think I beat that game at least 6 times.
Yeah, I know you mentioned to me you ended up doing it a lot of times. I wasn't aware that it was that many, though. Was there like 6 endings to it?
No. I just like playing the game. especially since they have New Game Plus on there. So you can start over with all of the stuff you ended with in your previous game. So, like, for example, if you didn't find all the secrets, or maybe you didn't upgrade everything, or, you know, you wanted to try a different playthrough, you could start over with all the stuff you had and then play differently, you know?
I do know that they've been having like a whole lot of sales with the DLC and the season pass that ended up coming out previously. For Prey.
I didn't realize they had a season pass.
Yeah, it was some. I think it was some kind of like extra things they ended up bringing about, some extra like mission related stuff or something like that. And then there was some like other items or weapons or something I think that they had brought out. I know they ended up having like some code or something that you could put in when you first got the game, but there was like 2 other different types of DLC related stuff that came out for it. Yeah, side missions this, side missions that.
I don't think there was a season pass.
I never doubted you.
I think there was just,
I knew you'd come back.
I know there was Moon Crash.
Yes. We're together again. Nothing can stop us now.
I think there was some kind of...
This isn't how I imagined.
Yeah, I think it was some kind of like roguelike type of gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was some mission pack something where it was like another section that you couldn't get access to without the DLC, and yeah, it was some type of roguelike thing they put in there, considering that's such a big genre nowadays. They gotta put it in almost every daggum game in existence. I mean, they also ended up doing that with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They ended up putting a little thing in there like that with, I think it was like a free update or something they had done, or like some free missions or something like that.
Well, my refund showed up from Mass Effect, and usually Steam has a sale going on. Well, to be quick, I got my refund as Steam credit rather than getting credited back to my bank account. Because I figure, you know, at some point there's going to be a sale and I'm going to buy some games.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're having a publisher sale, but it's Frontier. I'm like, oh, really? But they only made one game I like, and that was Elite Dangerous, and I already have it. So...
I wasn't aware they ended up making more games than they did with Elite Dangerous. I thought they were too busy trying to update that constantly. I mean, I know they were with like the Star Citizen thing, but good grief, that thing's been in development for years and years.
That's not the same company.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking though. But then I realized that it wasn't the same people, and they I thought that they were still like updating Elite Dangerous the same way as they would with Star Citizen, just not on such a grand scale.
Well, no, Elite Dangerous was already a complete game, but they created a new expansion for it called Odyssey. And they added like FPS elements and all that kind of stuff. more exploration, more planets. But you can actually land. Before you couldn't land on breathable planets. You know, just like land on a planet and do some resource scouting. But now you can actually land on planets that have cities and bases and that kind of stuff. But it was never a unfinished game before. They just expanded it to be able to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, Star Citizen, what a disaster. The biggest crowdfunded game in history. And it's still an alpha stage. After 11 years.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say I bought into it.
Yeah.
Because at the time, because this got started before Elite Dangerous came out. Because the Elite Dangerous came out in 2015. So I'm like, oh, yes. And this is the guy that was also responsible for the Wing Commander games. And I love the Wing Commander games. So, you know, when he said, hey, I'm starting a new company, I want to build an entire spacefaring universe, you know, and I'm like, oh, man, this is great. I got to support this, you know. Because nobody else was doing it.
Yeah.
And, man, little did I know how much of a disaster this was going to be.
Yeah, I guess it kind of definitely changes things for people too, in terms of like how they handle dealing with early access related games. Because it kind of seems like more often than not, at least from what I've seen, especially from some of the reviews of various other games in early access, it seems like more times than not, companies will really try to push through and bring out the full version of their game. Like there's one right now that's called, I don't know if I had sent you a video on it or not, but it's like a top-down, cel-shaded like action game. I don't know if you could play a single player, if it's just multiplayer elements, but I think it's like an action RPG, but it has, there's only like one boss that's out right now, and then there's there's like one specific large area that you're in, but it also is like a open, I think it's supposed to be like an open world kind of thing. But I think it's only so large to the point where you have to go and get to a certain point to face the boss. And then like one of the things in one of the reviews I saw was stating that they were kind of upset because they were like, some people will probably end up trying to go into the game and want to play it and then realize that it isn't really that much compared to what they're getting. And I was like, yeah, that could definitely be the case. And then they think that like people would want to go and try to refund it, which I'm like, yeah, you know what, that could happen.
You're talking about the Ascent?
No, not that. It was called Rogue something. Not that like open world. I think you may have sent me a video on it one time. It's some kind of like open world RPG, but that's like supposed to be like a multiplayer online. I think it has like single player and multiplayer components in it, but mainly it's that is its own thing, and then this other thing is the overhead isometric thing that I was telling you about. I think one of them is like called Raven's Watch or something, and the other one is like Raven's something. I can't really remember. They came out right about the same time, I believe. But like one's in there, well, I think both of them are actually in early access.
Can't remember off the top of my head. Was it Tainted Grail?
No. I remember when you showed me that one and sent me that one. I wonder if it.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
It might be. Let me see if I could possibly find it. I might have it. I'm thinking there was like a few things that I was going to watch in regards to it. I might have it in my watch later list. No. Let me skim through here. I've got so many videos on my watch later list. It's insane. Raven's Watch. That's what it is. Raven's Watch. Yeah. Yep. Procedurally dark fantasy god-slaying roguelike is apparently what they ended up classifying it as, or this one specific guy that I watch. Yeah, there's like... So...
Never mind. I was looking at this one, but it says early access, but then I scroll down and it says, oh, coming soon, so it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
What is this game, anyway? Let's see. Nightingale set out on a journey of survival and adventure into the mysterious and dangerous Fey realms of Nightingale. Become an intrepid realm walker and venture forth alone or with friends as you explore, craft, build, and fight across a visually stunning gas lamp fantasy world.
Interesting.
I'm looking at some of the footage and it's got potential. It's almost like it's almost like colonial times meets fantasy.
Yeah, that's how I was kind of looking at it as being. It had that medieval kind of system. Yeah, but it's supposed to have like I think certain mythological characters throughout history, or like storybook style characters or something, like their own twist or spin on it of the people that you're playing as. So.
Well, it doesn't say specifically in the description. After we get your PC upgraded, you know, this could be a game we could get into. Because I got the feeling that Elder Scrolls Online just wasn't doing it for you like it used to, I guess.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I have my moments where I like to get into it, and then times that I don't. So.
I know for a while you were talking about, oh, I gotta get back into it, I gotta get back into it. And I think we played it like once, and then you never brought it up again.
Yeah, I remember actually Savoy ended up sending me a message like during my healing period, during my surgery. He asked me what was up. I said, I had surgery. I said, I've been healing up from that. And I mentioned it to him, and he never said anything else to me, so I'm not sure what all he's been up to.
Well, I know he hasn't been feeling all that great from sinus trouble the past few days, but before that, he's been having to take some medicine for his stomach, and he's had to go on a
The shuttle
particular diet because they found a lot of fat in his liver.
Back down into the bay.
Oh, jeez.
Said it was like borderline cirrhosis,
Oh my gosh.
Lost the rest of the shuttle.
even though he doesn't really drink.
There's no way out.
Yeah.
Anyone hearing this, do not land. I repeat, do not land on Aegis 7.
Trying to
Fuck the Ishimura.
take it easy, I guess.
Good grief. Whoever knows the cirrhosis could end up coming from... Good grief.
Yeah, there's a condition, like a name for it. It's something to do with like non-alcohol induced cirrhosis or something like that. I always said he was a human petri dish.
Good
Every time I
grief.
turn around, there's something else wrong with him.
Yeah. The heck, come on.
Yeah, speaking of Save Boy, he's supposed to be over this weekend.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and well, that's why. When I mentioned to Alexis that you invited us to come to the server, she's like, no. And I was like, man, you're a hater. She goes, no, remember? She goes, I have that order to do Sunday. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd actually forgotten about that because I knew Phil was going to be here, and we were going to do some food. Yeah, maybe watch like Passion of the Christ or something in addition to doing church. But also, my daughter got this order today from a guy whose wedding anniversary, 14th, is on Sunday. And so, normally she doesn't work Sundays, but the guy said, well, I can pick it up Saturday, but she's working both her jobs Saturday, and she's already having to have Ian deliver two of her orders for her because she has to work both jobs Saturday. So she Kate just said she'd deliver it Sunday. So, man, she's just been going nonstop the past few days. She's got 3 orders due tomorrow, 2 on Saturday, and now 1 on Sunday, in addition to trying to navigate both jobs. She's been a busy girl.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, old boy, reckon I'm gonna pop off.
Yeah, I'm fixing to get off here myself in a bit, so I can relate. I can relate.
All right, man. Well, I shall holler at you later.
All right, later.
Later.